For those who have just joined us, we'll be starting in about 5 minutes. Hello, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to Pulseway. Thank you very much for attending. Really appreciate you spending time with me. My name is Andy Elwood. I'm the Product Marketing Manager here at Pulseway. And over this webinar, I want to welcome you as newish customers to Pulseway and what we call the Pulseway ecosystem, and to well, I'll show you what I'm going to talk about. Here we go. So, and this is talk about the ecosystem, talk about the various add-ons that we offer, the integrations and the services that we offer, but also some other things we have. So the latest stuff you might not have seen in your demos before you bought. Look ahead to what's coming, and for the MSPs amongst you to look at our MSP toolkit as well. So combination of what we can offer you and how you can help yourself and be more successful with Pulseway. So we'll start with the Pulseway ecosystem, which starts with the core product, the Pulseway RMM in the middle. And then to add to that, we have some core additional functionality that we can, that's fully totally integrated into the product. And you may have seen some of this in your demo. We've got Pulseway third-party patching, Pulseway cloud backup, Pulseway PSA, professional services automation, to help you run your business if you're an MSP, and the more recent one, Pulseway network monitoring. I'll talk all about these in more detail. Then in addition to that core, we have some other products that are have some looser integration in with the product. So Webroot and Kaspersky security antivirus tools, and IT Glue, which is a documentation tool. And then we have a range of other services that we've delivered around the security, primarily around the security in the backup space, that we offer from some of the leading suppliers out there, because these are the key areas that we know our customers are looking for tools in. So again, I'll talk about these in more detail. And then also we have some services that ID Agent, Webroot, and also other things that Pulseway offer. So let's talk about these in a little bit more detail now. So third-party patch management. So you may already have started using, if you're not already a customer of third-party patch, you may already have started using the operating system patching that we have in the product. And you know that you can create unique patching policies and you can automate and schedule that. But with 3PP, you can also extend that functionality to what is now 131 third-party applications supported. And you can easily add custom titles to that as well. We know that our customers are adding all sorts of titles. And this is quite important because, there's obviously a lot of very widely used products out there, like Adobe, like Zoom, like Teams, things like that, that can be very easy to support in a third-party patching product. But there are also some more niche products. And if you're in certain sectors, you'll have niche software that typically doesn't get included. So in products like this, so it's very easy to add your own custom titles. And we know that so one of our customers is actually is using it to support Lego Mindstorms, whatever that might be. But it also helps you overall with patching. Of course, it helps with that, helping you to secure, because operating system patching, of course, is a key vulnerability, but also you could have issues with application stability and vulnerability that could actually expose you as well. So it's an additional layer of security, but also if you're an MSP, you can extend your patching service and you may be able to charge more money for it. You've seen patch management already, you know how you can define policies. And the key thing here is that you just see here the third-party software rules. You can just add different rules for that. And it allows you to control patching globally, but also with third-party patch management, you can also use it to deploy patches, because it's a very easy thing to just say install and keep up to date, and that's it. But you can also use it to uninstall patches. So if you're actually replacing something in your organization, you can very easily do it through third-party patch management. Pulseway Cloud Backup. It uses the existing RMM agents to deploy, and it's a very simple backup files for your files and folders on servers and workstations. You can schedule it to be on demand. You can check your health and all that kind of stuff, and you get notifications if they fail. Now, this is very useful at the moment, where you may find with people working remotely that there is a lot of valuable information that's being held on maybe on local desktops and laptops. And this is a way of being able to ensure that all valuable data is being backed up centrally. Very simple. You access it from within the product, and you can very easily visually see. You can also check on backup jobs from the mobile app as well. Network monitoring, as I mentioned, is our newest kind of add-on, and it extends the basic functionality of the RMM, and it uses the existing RMM agent as probes, or you can actually define one agent to be a probe. It auto detects network devices, and these can include switches, routers, printers, basically anything with an IP address, and it automatically generates a topology map, which is color coded, so you can actually get a visual of what's happening to your network. And you get easy access to the device info. I'll show you this later. And you can also, what's key to this at the moment is remote control with SSH. So you can actually you don't have to be on the network, where typically you have to be to get to a router or a firewall. You have to be on the network, but you can actually SSH in to that device wherever you are, which again is quite important at the moment with people not really being where they are. So you will have seen the from the main menu, and this is the map that appears. It gives you a quick visual view of that network, and you can then click on something, and you click on this case USC8, and it gives you all the information you would see from the systems view, and you can then go straight to that system and start working on it when you see an issue. And there you see the exclamation mark says that there is an error there. So someone has just asked me a question about backup. I need to get back to that question. I may have to answer that after the webinar, but that's a very good reminder. If you do have a question, use the Q&A function at the bottom of the screen, you'll see, and then you can ask me a question. If I don't get to it during it, I can answer the questions later. So that's network monitoring. And the last one is the Pulseway PSA. This offers a service desk. And you can monitor your projects, and it gives you CRM, all the tools for a kind of a particularly good for starting up MSP. It has integrations with financial packages, and this is what it looks like for the service desk. And a key feature of this is ticketing, which you can see here. And what we've introduced, if you are a PSA customer, we've integrated the ticketing into the RMM, so and it's accessible from the mobile device as well. So you can actually, wherever you are, you can view, edit, update, manage tickets from the same device that you're actually using to fix the problem in the first place. So that's quite a good integration. Then we talk about the other integrations, the slightly lesser loose integration. So IT Glue is an IT documentation framework, and the idea of this is it stops one individual knowing everything. It's quite a common thing. You've got one expert on a system, and if you're an MSP particularly, it's bad enough you're an internal IT department. If someone leaves and they say, well, how do I know, how do I get asked this? Well, ask so and so. Well, he's not here anymore. But it's even more costly if that happens and you are an MSP looking after someone's environment. So it allows you to document all details of your environment, and you can link related items. You've got a password vault, and because of the integration with Pulseway, it actually pulls in all the system data automatically. So you actually have the core stuff included in IT Glue when you start, and it's just a centralized, safe place to store all information about a network. Very simple to use, and you can see you've got activity logs, so you know what has happened on that, which is also quite important because it is a secure thing. There is, as I said, a password vault to store all those key passwords. And so somebody's asked a question about the update for PSA and RMM integration. So we do actually have it's been scheduled. It'll be either later this quarter or early next quarter. So within the next 2 to 3 months, we should see big improvements in the integration with PSA. So now on to antivirus protection. So you will have heard of these, Webroot and Kaspersky. Kaspersky, good antivirus endpoint protection solution, and WebRoot with DNS protection as well. And you can also do things like enforce accessible web usage policies and all that kind of thing. So these are fully integrated into the interface. You can get them from the antivirus menu, and you've got, just as you'd expect, policies and how you apply them. But when you get to the agent status, the engine is where you select WebRoot or Kaspersky. But again, you are accessing this from within the same interface. Now we've got on to our partners in the ecosystem, which offer solutions we feel of real value to all our customers. So Dark Web ID is a great product. It's an award-winning kind of platform that actually helps the real challenge that people have at the moment. It's one of these products that probably a lot of people don't know exists, but when they see it, they go, wow, I need it. And it basically regularly spans the dark web and identifies any stolen credentials that are for sale. And this, of course, will identify a risk for you and your organization. And you can get an alert when your employee details, email details are for sale. So it allows you to be proactive. So you can actually protect breaches before they happen, and it's very quick to deploy. And again, it's great for any organization, particularly a large internal IT department, but for an MSP who are selling services and want to differentiate themselves, it's a great additional service to offer to a company, because there has been a lot of focus on cyber attacks and phishing emails. Particularly, they have gone through the roof since lockdown started. So this is a very good product for here. And you can see here that on a website called ID Theft Forum, that there are passwords that have been discovered. These email addresses are here. And this is, if you can see from, if you are looking after multiple organizations, that you can see so enterprise MME has 56 compromises in that example, and 2 in the last 30 days. So it gives you a real good view of the potential threats there. Bitdefender, which is has built-in risk analytics, and it's a kind of a market leader. We are working on integration for Bitdefender. It's not there yet, so it's a standalone product at the moment. But we have a lot of customers using Bitdefender, and you can buy it from us, and as with all of these add-ons, you can buy through us. So we centralize your billing, and we also we are still the first line of support. So actually, buying these products from us does actually also simplify the management of them. You're not taking on another kind of supplier. It is again, for MSPs, has a simple web console, and this actually has it detects the hyper detect is a great feature of Bitdefender, because it allows you to detect activity before it happens. It can identify suspicious activity that's going to lead to something that shouldn't be happening. So that's another great one there. Cyberhawk. So Cyberhawk is a product that helps. It scans the networks for internal threats, because 70% of incidents today are the risk of there are risks, things that normal protection like antivirus or firewalls probably couldn't protect. So this actually detects unusual login behavior, and it finds personal data where it shouldn't belong. And it could help you identify new security projects by simply doing this. And it produces very easily regular reports and alerts that are very simply laid out, that identifying users that are probably the most lax, so the first one has 10 occurrences, 10 alerts. So he's a big threat. So you can actually then go and target the individual user that's actually causing a risk, and additional training and all that sort of thing. So this is another great tool. And so now on to backup, and spanning is again, and the product that probably a lot of people think they don't need. So if you use, and people are using SaaS, if it wasn't for SaaS solutions, a lot of companies would have struggled during lockdown restrictions. So if you're using G Suite, Google Mail, Calendar, things like that, Office 365, the whole suite, and including SharePoint and Salesforce, there is an expectation. Well, also, okay, someone else is looking after my data, but they look after the data that they're looking after. So the whole data, they don't actually kind of look after or protect you in any sensible way from whether it's a malicious attack or just stupidity. Like we've all deleted stuff by mistake, and in Salesforce particularly, that's a business risk. If you have a salesperson that's about to leave and he just deletes things from Salesforce. Salesforce used to have a very expensive manual service for finding old stuff that's been deleted, which took a while. I don't think it's there anymore. And certainly with Google and with Office, it is still, this is not what they're engineered to do. You still have responsibility for your own data. So spanning takes that away. Very simple products. With Salesforce, you actually, it's native within Salesforce, where you can actually just restore the information. Very simple. And you can see it's backing up a group here in this example at the forefront for spanning. And it's written specifically for each of those SaaS products. To extend backup, so we partner with Unitrends, and we offer Pulseway backup powered by Unitrends, which allows you to have a full backup and disaster recovery. For an MSP, disaster recovery as a service, and you can monitor and manage all your backups from one single pane of glass with all the reporting you'd expect. And the key thing about this is it's based around an on-site appliance. So you buy an appliance and it's kind of all there ready to go just to rack it. And that allows you to restore rapidly, which is why it's a very good disaster recovery, business continuity type solution. It allows rapid restoration. However, if you have a catastrophic incident where the hardware is destroyed or whatever, you can actually also have this backed up into the cloud for extra protection. That obviously takes longer to restore, but it's another level of protection. And it actually builds in ransomware. It's got built-in ransomware detection as well. So it actually is a very powerful, industry-leading solution. Again, very simple to see. There's an appliance. We've all seen an appliance like that, I guess. But it's very simple, clear, intuitive interface, but a very, very powerful and secure solution. Now, Network Detective is a tool that 70% of MSPs who use the Network Detective close new opportunities, and because it helps you generate new business. So it's really an MSP tool. It discovers networks and security risks, and it exposes issues that great if you're trying to get rid of an existing MSP. I say, oh, he's looking after your securities. Well, look at this. Look what I found here. So what it can do, it develops within an hour. It produces fully branded and customized reports, documentation, and you can also report regularly as well. And here an example, again, very simple. You put your own logo on it, and very simply can show information, show a risk score, which is a key way of showing this. So you've got the two key reports, the network assessment report and security assessment report. And the one I like about here is it where there are like credit card details stored, and if it's a corporate credit card, you don't want that stored in places it shouldn't be. So it can deliver an awful lot of benefits, which is why it does generate a lot of business. So some services we offer, just to finish up with, we have our NOC, Network Operations Center. So this is designed as to help you grow your business. If you have a large support engagement, you can't hire staff, we can do this in a kind of an ad hoc way. Or if you have peaks in service, you need to have some additional monitoring and management around that. We can offer that. You can scale up and scale it down as you need, without expensive overheads. and also some training you can buy from WebRoot and ID Agent. We've mentioned these before. So WebRoot, they have a complete range of training, and ID Agent has very good kind of simulated phishing attacks. I've been at the wrong end of those, so they do make you think. So it's a very effective way of helping you protect your environment against attacking by ensuring that you've trained people. So these are the add-ons, and just in case you've if there's some interest in those, we'll be happy to talk to you about that. But I'll show you how to find that information later on as well. So I just want to talk quickly to the MSPs about the MSP toolkit, and again, you find it from the interface, and it has a range of options you can see here. Let's look at those in more detail. So the MSP assessment, this allows you to compare yourself against local competition. What are they offering? How are they priced? So you can see where you are. We've got Gary Pica, who has successfully owned, developed, and sold a couple of MSPs in his time. He's now working for this company called True Methods, or has this company called True Methods, who are guiding MSPs globally on the best business practices. So we have some exclusive training videos from him to offer you help on pricing and the value proposition, all that kind of stuff. We've got from one of our partners, we've got in Sweden, we have the Power Pack collection of scripts, policies, and extended audit features from Upstream. This is the partner's name, and so we have those there. You can access those. We will be making those available to non-MSPs as well shortly. We've also included some customizable templates for email and Google Ads on key things to help you, again, with customer acquisition. We're all about trying to help you build and develop your business. We've also created a checklist to help you onboard. We developed, shows you best practices from boarding new customers for an MSP. We've already talked about Network Detective, so you can access that from the toolkit. We've got some brochures around monitoring, security, and backup, where you can just stick your logo on, print, and hand to a customer to save you doing that. It's got all the kind of key arguments you need. We've got some logos and screenshots should you want to promote us on your website. And we've got some manuals and blogs with aspects of running the MSP business. So here's an example of the kind of stuff we have. So this is the brochure here. There's the Upstream Power Pack, and MSP Guide, how to build the right offer, for example. So there's some good stuff there. So I just want to talk now about what we've done recently, and how you can find out what's new. We can keep an eye on this. We tend to have a release every month. So at the top menu of the interface, you can see the what's new. Just click on that, and you'll go, or you could type pulseway.com/new, and you get to a list of things that are new. What's new? From late December, web dashboards version 1. Version 2 will be coming out in the next few weeks, with even more of these. So this is a widget-based. This is a widget-based network dashboard, web dashboard, but you can actually drill down on it as well. So here's online. Here's a list of my online systems. I click on one, and it takes me straight to where it is. So I can see from the dashboard that there's an issue, and I can then drill down into that information. So that's there. That's every user has that. It's the top of the menu. You see on the dashboards. You can create those. You'll see that being developed. I'll talk a bit more about that in a few minutes. You'll see more around web dashboards coming in the next couple of months. We also, as I mentioned, network monitoring version 1, and it allows you to visualize your network with an intuitive map. You can be visually alerted to the device status, as I said, on a color-coded map. But a key feature is this allowing you to automatically discover newly added devices. So it's scanning all the time, you will be shortly able to determine how often you scan, and it can highlight, and this icon here, for example, means it's been added within the last 24 hours. So it's a very good way of getting a visual overview of where you are on that. So here is a monitored device that has an error. This is a monitored device that's okay. And then we have a warning as well. And again, as I showed you before, you can actually drill down onto the information. You can view network devices from anywhere. So as well as the map, you also get in the same interface that you're seeing workstations and servers, you can actually get that information on the web interface, on iOS and on Android. And this icon here is a network device. So it goes through and it identifies network devices, and it's up to you to enroll a device that you want to monitor. You don't have to monitor everything it finds. So you only kind of effectively pay for the things you want to monitor. So an example here, so there we go, there's the icon. And you can also monitor SNMP variables, and you can monitor ports, so be notified when ports are opened and closed, which is also very good for security. And you can control with SSH, take control. So you can actually log in you can log in through SSH, and actually, as I said before, actually, make changes to a device, troubleshoot a device without actually traveling to where that device is to look at it. You can also do it from your mobile as well. So we are really giving that real support for extending your monitoring across the network, again, from anywhere. As I mentioned, third-party patch management titles, 131 at the moment. Every time I look, we've added another 5 or 6. You can see some of the names here. But as I mentioned, we've got custom titles, and as of yesterday, we know that our customers actually have added in total 207 separate custom titles that they are supporting through our Pulseway 3PP. This is a couple of months ago, 2 or 3 months ago, we introduced custom fields, and it's worth mentioning this because this allows you to keep information on data fields that actually matter to you, because every organization is different, every environment is different. So you can use custom fields to collect information from systems. You may run a script to collect some information, and you can then use those in the workflow, which is fine. That's been around a while, but then we've extended that, and you can now report on custom fields in the report section. You can actually produce custom fields, and here, so you define custom fields kind of globally, and then you just pick the ones you want to report on. And here are examples of typical custom fields, but you can also edit them manually. And so what this allows you to do is build a kind of an asset registry. You can actually store some other information, so everything is in one place. So there we go, custom fields. So you've got a workstation that you've found on the system. You want to manage custom fields, you click that. This comes up. There are no custom fields. I want to assign a custom field there, and so I'm going to pick computer owner. So therefore, I can then just add, for example, my name, click save, and now that has been attached to the asset that's been discovered through the monitoring tool. So it's a very good way of actually just adding to the value of the information that is being stored in the RMM. So we want your feedback. We develop new features, new functionality based a lot on your feedback, and I'm going to be talking about this. So the first place you can give feedback is here on that icon in the top corner of the screen. That just gives you a simple feedback form. I see a couple of these coming in every day. So if you've got any information, any questions or any suggestions or something you've seen kind of in the context, by all means, use that. Otherwise, you can click on what's new, like I already talked about earlier, and then when you go to the what's new screen, you'll see a button here called request feature. And when you go to request feature, it allows you to you see the features that other users have requested, see our feedback. So for example, web dashboards is done. Remote control from Mac OS, that's currently in development. And you see other ones here. So and you see things that are planned and things that we're considering, all that kind of stuff. So you can actually go in and you can add your vote. So the more votes something gets, the quicker it's likely to appear in the product. You can add your own suggestion. Very simple form like that. With your email address, we can actually then let you know when any status change on the thing that you have suggested. Or you can go straight to it by going to pulseway.featureupvote.com, and that will take you straight into this screen as well. So in terms of what is coming ahead, it's coming down the track. Here's I just want to give you a glimpse of some of the key things happening in our roadmap. So network monitoring V2 is coming along in the next few weeks, which will bring in SNMP alerting, may also add some automation to SSH devices, and also will extend the SSH remote control capability, and we are working towards giving you access to the web interface, so it's even easier to make changes to the web interface, again, without connecting to the network, all through the Pulseway tool. Web dashboards V2, that's coming along shortly as well. So we can then, we're working to give you a URL. So it's a public URL you can then share with people, so you can have a dashboard on the screen. There'll be more widgets, and you should see something happening in support for mobile as well. We'll be having remote control from macOS. That's coming. And also in the macOS space, the iOS space, that's quite exciting, is very soon you should see us with basically voice-activated RMM. So we will have support for Siri shortcuts. And so with some common commands, so if you're in the car, for example, you can actually then maybe you could still work even while you're not able to actually physically look at a screen. So that's something that we're quite excited about coming later in the next few weeks. Teams integration, we already have Slack integration, so we'll work on integration with Microsoft Teams. As I mentioned, Bitdefender integration is coming. It's definitely on the roadmap. And also 3GP support for Mac. At the moment it's Windows, but we are working on how we can bring that stuff over to Mac OS. So these are some exciting things to keep an eye out for. So go to pulseway.com/new, and if you have any ideas, click that request feature button. We'll be delighted to hear from you. So now I just want to cover, as we go towards the end I want to cover some things where you can get help, just so make sure you're comfortable around the system. So you'll see in the menu an onboarding section, and it has several features. So downloads will take you to a page with all the downloads on, as you would expect. So all the agents, the apps, and the documentation is all from that space. The setup checklist tells one thing I haven't done is protected enforced 2FA across all. I'll talk about 2FA in a second, across all my users, which you can do, but I've done everything else. I've deployed my first agent. So make sure that you've gone through the steps to be successful. The setup guide gives you, allows you to, you've got the setup for agents and mobile, and also allows you to, again, get the appropriate agent for setup. And then lastly, training videos, tells what it says, gives you access to a whole range of training videos that we've developed to help you get more out of the product. So if you're in the Pulseway website, a good place to get help is the resources option on the main menu. This takes you to the resource center there, and that gives you access to lots of other things. So we'll talk about the community forum. So there we go, community forum. This gives you, it's a lot of Pulseway staff right on this, and it gives you information. And this is a great place to understand with general questions. And the community is quite active, and there's lots of help there as well. And you can post a question if you're stuck, and it's it's a good chance that a Pulseway person will see it before you member the community, but it's a great place to throw ideas around as well. Then we have the knowledge base. This is where we have the official articles, if you like, from the Pulseway team, and on how to install agents. So this is the first place to look if you're having issues. I still look at it as well. So that is that's very helpful. And then that's 2FA. So I don't know if you've installed 2FA yet or not, but 2FA adds the extra layer of security to your account. So when you log in, you then get requested for authentication. So two-factor authentication. So it's very easy. When you click on 2FA in the option, you get this screen that allows you to set up, and you can add your own trusted device. And there's my Samsung. And you can also see you've set up backup codes, or you can have a one-time passcode if you need to get in. There are different ways you can access this, but the most common way is with a trusted mobile device. But I've got backup codes in case I lose my phone. And then when you log in, you get this screen pops up, and there'll be almost simultaneously an alert on the phone that will look like this, and it will tell me that I've logged in, and in case it's something suspicious, it tells you, roughly where the person is logging in from, and then you can just approve it, and then you're in as usual. If you need some more help, go to the Pulseway Help Center, and there is this article on how to set up two-factor authentication. So where to get more information about add-ons? If you go down to the bottom of the menu, it says add-ons, and so here's the first thing that comes up, network monitoring. You can request the call, and if you do that, your customer success manager will be in touch. Or you can always access at any time from the product for anything, not just for an add-on, but you can actually access a question. This will be directed automatically to your CSM, who will endeavor to answer your questions. If there are any questions you can, I suggest you use that as a good way of getting hold of some help. So just to summarize, what we offer is we offer some more additional functionality once you're comfortable with Pulseway. This will help you make you even more efficient and offer more services and do more with your team. We've handpicked some industry-leading solutions to help us do that, and and by doing that with us, we do offer, maybe you can package that into a deal, so you'll get even bigger discounts, bigger economy of scale. You're only dealing with one supplier. You hate having to deal with multiple suppliers. So dealing with one supplier, we'll take the initial support call, and we will own the problem. And we can offer some incentives, some discounts with certain deals. With certain deals, we can offer a virtual backup appliance worth $3,000 a year that we can offer as well. We can bundle lots of things together to make it very attractive for you, and it makes it easier for you because you pay one person the bill. We've got stuff that's fully integrated. We are working on more integrations, and that helps you use it, basically making you get more from the tool you already know. As I mentioned, we are helping security offerings for MSPs revenue, but clearly all IT departments. I've got a big focus on security at the moment, as there are several the risk has been heightened. And so we do provide that additional safety for you. And finally, we offer practical help for MSPs to help them run their business. So all that remains for me to say is thank you. The person who asked me the question on cloud backup, I will get back to you after this. If you have any questions, that's my email address at the bottom of the screen. And I'd like to thank you for your time and wish you good luck with Pulseway. I hope you find it very